We live in a time where people believe without thinking. They fall for miracle cures, magical objects, and empty promises. Not because they are foolish, but because they never pause to question. And when thinking stops, deception begins. This is a story about that very danger. A story called The Cow with Two Tails, inspired by the wit and wisdom of Tenali Raman. Tenali Raman was a brilliant poet and advisor in the court of King Krishnadev Rai. He was known for using clever tricks and stories to expose lies, injustice, and blind beliefs. His lessons were simple but powerful, and they still apply to the world we live in today. One morning in the kingdom of Vijayanagar, a mysterious man arrived in the village. He brought a cow with him, claiming it had two tails and divine powers. "This is no ordinary cow," he declared. "She is blessed by the gods. If you feed her, you'll receive fortune and happiness." He told stories of how women who couldn't conceive finally became mothers, how debts were cleared overnight, and how gold coins were found in unexpected places. All after offering food to this divine creature. Just offer her food with faith, and your life will change. The villagers, hungry for hope, lined up with coins and coconuts. Some gave their last bit of savings. They believed because others believed. They followed because everyone else did. Tenali Raman observed this quietly. He knew that when belief becomes a crowd, truth often disappears. So he decided to wake the village up. The next morning, Tenali walked into the market with a goat wearing glasses and a silk shawl. He stood on a box and shouted, "My goat can see your sins. If you entertain her, she will cry golden tears. 1 coin per attempt." The people laughed. "Tenali, have you gone mad? A goat that cries gold?" They mocked. Tenali looked around and asked calmly, "Why does my goat sound foolish, but the cow with two tails sound holy?" There was silence. Faces dropped. One man mumbled, "But everyone else believed it, so I thought it must be true." Tenali smiled and said, "That is the trap. When you stop thinking, someone else starts speaking for you. And not everything that is repeated becomes truth." The villagers began to question. Some went to see the cow again and realized it was just a regular cow with an extra tuft of hair tied to its tail. The man who brought it tried to defend himself but couldn't answer the questions. Eventually, he packed up and left. The cow was left behind, quietly chewing on grass. The villagers were embarrassed. But Tenali didn't scold them. He simply said, "Faith is not the enemy. Blindness is." So what does this mean for us? Blind faith isn't just about religion or rituals. It shows up when you believe something just because everyone else does. When you follow without thinking. When you accept what's said without asking why. When you follow a crowd without knowing where it's going. In a world full of noise, the ability to think clearly is your greatest strength. Ask questions. Observe closely. Don't be afraid to doubt what doesn't feel right. Because every time you choose to think for yourself, you protect your mind from being fooled. And sometimes, like Tenali, all it takes is a goat in glasses to remind people to open their eyes. If this story moved you or made you think, like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe. Because stories can spark thought, and thought can change lives.